Hello everyone, your boy the Real Shaw 256 recording on a topic that is of most importance in the crypto sphere today. And we did see a little bit of a reaction on price today after the Senate committee hearing on cryptocurrency regulation. Sorry if my voice isn't as loud as you're probably used to in my videos. It's because I'm in a private and quiet room, and so I'll have to be cognizant of the volume of my voice. But yeah, today we had a crypto and blockchain hearing at the U.S. Senate and Banking Committee, and overall the sentiment seems to be of, regulators are starting to get the idea that treading lightly when it comes to new regulation and making sure that they're very, very careful in the way that they implement regulation, because they do not want to stifle the innovation process that is going on currently in cryptocurrency and blockchain in general. They do warn of certain things that are high risk for investors, anybody, and for the most part, because this industry is filled with retail investors. They want to make the necessary precautions to make sure that these uneducated, new investors coming into this space are, being taken care of as well from the risk standpoint. But overall, I wanted to read some of the comments from today's hearing. Also very surprising that nobody's really following in on this. No content creator on YouTube has actually has posted any videos, any material. Even Twitter has, kind of ignored this, which is, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's definitely very surprising that nobody is talking about this. But overall, the sentiment is that, again, they're being very careful about the way they're going to go about regulating this industry, which is a great thing. We were very nervous about regulators going in there and trying to put a chokehold on cryptocurrency projects and blockchain technology, and it seems like they're more understanding of what's really going on here and what's at hand here, and it's not a great idea to actually go out and put a strong hold on regulation and innovation within the industry. So I wanted to read some of the comments here for you guys, and then you can actually I'll put a link to this article, which is off of Cointelegraph. So you can go on Cointelegraph. It's one of their most recent articles. They followed the hearing live, and they pretty much were keeping us updated on everything that was being said. So just want to read a few comments here. Crpto, I want the U.S. to stay at the forefront of this technology, which both has incredible potential and incredible risk. So I mean, this guy seems to get the idea of why it's not a good idea to overregulate. Nelson, Facebook has changed the debate about cryptocurrencies. Definitely has. Barabadan, I'm probably butchering this name, but sees similarities in the resistance of tech companies to regulation in the same way that big banks are resistant to regulation. Brown asks, what lessons can we apply to tech companies after the 2008 financial crash? And Barabadan says that there is a fear that the U.S. will lose its tech edge if it doesn't let these companies grow unfettered. Again, another instance where regulators are showing careful proceedings when it comes to the regulation of this industry. Brown, if there aren't really new products, why would we need rules and regulations? Brown goes further, going off the idea that the ideas are the same for financial instruments, just new technology backing them. In a way, I mean, that argument can be defended and, can be also debased. Crpto, I'm not making this up, Crpto, how does Libra gain global acceptance if it's facing every country's different regulatory climate? Good question. Some of these cryptocurrencies are just open source software that exists on the internet and runs everywhere the internet exists, even interstellar. Allaire again goes further. Digital money will move frictionlessly everywhere in the world at the speed of the internet, hopefully with a high level of security and data protection. Hopefully so. Allaire again notes that there are larger opportunities for digital assets and blockchains outside of the United States. When looking for locations, Circle wants a high bar from a regulatory perspective, from a custody risk in particular, as well as a clear definition. U.S. Senator Jen Tester of Montana appears concerned about the Libra being compromised the same way that a credit or debit card can be. Quote, would it kill cryptocurrency in the laws that we are probably going to be passing if we stipulated that it had to be a one-to-one? Nelson brings up money laundering. Of course, can't have a meeting without mentioning AML and KYC. Nelson brings up money laundering as a big concern for cryptocurrencies around the globe, but says that some licensing, reporting, and transparency requirements can help with these concerns. Well, if you do it on a public blockchain, then you have really nothing to worry about. Every piece of information that goes on the blockchain is public, and you can verify it. And if it's on the blockchain, if it makes it on the blockchain, then it's been verified and it's valid information. Nelson thinks that some crypto hubs are using regulation as a way to attract crypto to their borders, using clarity and certainty to bring people into their jurisdiction. U.S. Senator Christopher J. Van Hollen of Maryland on real-time settlement. Our failure to have moved forward with this technology is costing millions of Americans billions of dollars every day. Cortez Masto asked Baradaran why digital currencies cannot bank the unbanked. She responds that the problem is that these people live in banking deserts. Baradaran, how does any digital-based currency help when people are operating in cash? U.S. Senator Catherine Marie Cortez Masto of Nevada believes in the potential of blockchain and the importance of leading in this technology over China. A very good point. Although China keeps going back and forth, hopefully they will take a permanent stance on this. Whether it's good or bad, I'm just tired of hearing China bans and China unbans. The back and forth is just ridiculous. Schatz, I don't doubt that the potential for this tech. I just don't think that it's going to actually bank low-income communities, and I don't think you've persuaded anybody here that it's going to do so. Yeah, this guy needs to do a little bit more research into why cryptocurrencies would actually serve the unbanked, and how easy it would be. I mean, just download an app and start converting your local currencies into cryptocurrencies. Not a big hurdle there, not a big problem. We just need to get the information out to those more rural areas, or banking deserts as they call them. Sharts keeps bringing up the idea that not everyone has a smartphone, and so it's hard to place bets on this technology to solve all of our problems and leap over all existing ones. It's a very easy argument to break down and really overcome, because many of these areas in the world have skipped this technological generation where they went from a landline to smartphones in one shot. Same as, a lot of these same areas can definitely benefit from cryptocurrency, going from skipping the generation of the banked to the self-sovereign funded economy, where they actually own their money, their cryptocurrency, their digital assets are something that they can own outright 100% and not through a third party. Allaire rebutes by saying that technology innovation can be slow, comparing now to the beginning of the internet, of the slow implementation of onboarding. U.S. Senator Brian Schatz of Hawaii asks, if we are anywhere close to democratizing the use of technological products, following up on the overall financial inequality topic. Schatz, what it sounds like to me is tech people wanting to wave a wand and skip a bunch of steps and avoid the tough political of doing things for people. That sounds kind of weird. Step and avoid a bunch of steps and avoid the tough political of doing things for people. What's wrong with wanting to do things for people that are better, that will better their lives? What's wrong with that? U.S. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia is asking about the literal meaning of the one-to-one backing of the Libra. It's kind of irrelevant for this conversation. Allaire now brings up the Circle Consortium USD coin as another example. Warner responds by asking, if there is a basket of currencies backing the Libra, doesn't that create currency risk? Warner, if you have 100% reserve, where is Libra going to make money on this? It's not all about making money. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Baradarian is now speaking about the ways that people have tried to bank the unbanked and how those past attempts have failed, aligning those past failures with some of the stated goals of cryptocurrencies. Baradarian, I'm going to stop trying to pronounce that, admits that while blockchain is amazing, the hearing is about digital assets and the blockchain. You can't separate the two. And this is what frustrates me about regulators. They're meddling in an area where they don't understand what one thing is from another. They don't understand that this technology was brought forth from the creation of a cryptocurrency. So it's very frustrating and very enlightening to see that these are the people trying to come up with regulation, and they don't quite understand what all is happening with what they're trying to regulate. Very frustrating in my mind. Allaire notes that we should regulate digital assets, but that we need a new definition of them as an asset class. Okay. Right on. We do need new definition and new laws for the asset class, for sure. Allaire, again, regulations around the custody of assets is a really critical need. Definitely is. Definitely agree with that. Crpto then brings up Poloniex moving to Bermuda, and Allaire says that there is a big problem for digital assets fitting into definitions in our current financial system, which is why we need new terms, new regulation, a new ground to stand on. We can't fit this new asset class into traditional regulation and traditional frameworks. We need new frameworks. We need new platforms, new ground. Unfortunately, in the United States, the guidance that the SEC has given is extremely, let's just say, narrow in terms of what they deem to not be a security. Well, you have to go back to their suggestion box. You have to go back to their recommendation that they released earlier this year, which is just that. It's a recommendation on how to proceed, which does debase the whole meaning of cryptocurrency projects and blockchain projects. It is really taking what cryptocurrency and blockchain traditionally is, breaking it down to the point where it is no longer recognizable as a cryptocurrency blockchain project. So yeah, I mean, the recommendation guides you in a way that you will no longer hold any of the true foundational aspects of a cryptocurrency project. So the SEC has only given recommendation, but has not given any real structure to laws on how to navigate the blockchain space or cryptocurrency assets going forward. So they haven't done that, and that's something that they and who knows? I mean, the SEC the cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology based products and projects may not fall under the SEC's regulatory bindings. So we might need to see a new, gosh, and I can't believe I'm saying this because there's already too many regulatory consortiums, committees, organizations, you name it. There's just way too many out there, and it just facilitates the ongoing bureaucracy and anything that we're doing in the States. So what I'd like to see is a new body come out and a new body that understands the technology in full, inwards and backwards, and really is technically savvy as to how this industry works and the ins and outs of what a cryptocurrency is and blockchain is. I'm going to end it here with a few more. Professor Merst believes it's natural that people have embraced Bitcoin in the aftermath after 2008. Yeah, it is. And it only took I don't know how many recessions have we seen since 1900s? About 5 or 6 of them, 7 of them. Yeah, it's about time. However, she adds that the current problem in our economy are issues of policy, not of technology. So blockchain is not necessarily the answer. According to Baradian, we already have a public ledger. It's called the Federal Reserve. Oh my God. I mean, the crap that is being thrown out here, unbelievable. A public ledger called the Federal Reserve. Well, if you're against accountability and transparency, then you don't want blockchain. If you want a way that we can trace everything back to its original creator, then you don't want blockchain. Dr. Rebecca M. Nelson thinks Facebook could be a game changer for cryptocurrencies, but it has raised both regulatory and systemic concerns before it can be implemented. Sure. Alaire has been talking quite a bit. We'll end it here. Senator Michael Crpto of Idaho. These technologies are inevitable. They are. They could be beneficial, and the United States should lead in this sector. Absolutely. The U.S. should lead in a new regulatory framework, establishing a new body, allowing this technology to flourish, not stifling innovation, welcoming it, fostering new relationships, cooperation. Yeah, the U.S. should be spearheading this. Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio, Facebook has proved over and over that they cannot be trusted, but they don't care. Well, it's a completely different argument there. You can't mix the two together. Let's part ways here. Let's make a separation between Facebook, LibreCoin, and cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. These are not the same. They cannot be packaged together. They cannot be talked in the same conversation. Let's make that clear. LibreCoin is a centralized pseudo cryptocurrency, not really what we traditionally call a cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is not backed by any fiat of any sort. It's backed by the people using it, the network size, the security of the network, and many, many things. So, let's make a big line in the sand and make sure that we don't confuse the two or bundle them together. Okay, guys. So that's I wanted to give you a little bit of what's been going on this morning in Washington. And since nobody's covering this, I went on Twitter, I went on YouTube, I went pretty much everywhere, and nobody's covering this. So I thought that might be a good idea to do a short video on this. So hit the like button, share it with your friends, make sure you subscribe so you are getting these updates on a regular basis. So overall, a good day in cryptocurrency. Wouldn't call it an outright win yet, but we do see the price of Bitcoin having a bit of a reaction to this news. Although again, if you follow this channel, I'm not a big believer in the two matching. But in this case, this is something that is very, very significant and can have a huge impact on the future of cryptocurrency. So I in this case, I do believe that there is a definite impact on the charts. So I will do a follow-up video probably later on tonight for my evening crypto cast. Stay tuned. Again, hit the subscribe button so you can stay informed of these updates. All right, signing out, The Real Sha 256. Have a great day, guys.